Hello, and welcome to a Brawlhalla Advanced guide. In this episode, I'll be covering aerial momentum. In Brawlhalla, many aerial attacks can be performed with little to no effect on the direction your character is moving. Most established Brawlhalla players will do this instinctively, and it's a skill that most, if not all, professional Brawlhalla players utilize. Let's take a closer look. Consider Blaster's Cider attack, for instance. This move's weakness lies in its large dead zone close to the user. However, by drifting in the opposite direction you're attacking, this weakness can be compensated for in many scenarios. These same principles apply to many other aerial moves in Brawlhalla as well. Try theorizing how you can optimize the use of your main weapon's aerials using this technique. The better you are at controlling your character's momentum while performing aerials, the more flexibility and versatility you'll have with your aerial moves. In the next segment, I'll be reviewing a few clips where this technique proved useful. In this clip, I read the opponent's movement towards the weapon spawn and threaten their space, forcing them to dodge into the ground. I'm then able to fade back with a delayed side air to knock them back off stage and finish the edgeguard. In this clip, I apply pressure to my opponent by moving towards them off stage, spacing slightly above and in front of them to avoid giving up my advantageous position. I then reactively punish their recovery option with a reverse side air to secure the stock. In this clip, I utilize aerial momentum from a dash jump to perform a retreating side air and bait my opponent into trying to punish. This allows me to get a quick counter punish with a neutral light. Each of these clips we just reviewed give an example of how aerial momentum can be utilized to gain an advantage over your opponent. Applying safe pressure, spacing aerials correctly, and edgeguarding are just three of many ways this technique can be utilized. So start incorporating this technique into your play, and you'll be finding new uses for your aerial attacks in no time. In this segment, I'm going to give a short demonstration on some different ways you can space aerials while utilizing aerial momentum. I recommend practicing all these inputs in training mode to get comfortable using your character's aerial attacks in different ways. Use the input display at the bottom as a reference if you want to learn how to input these actions. I'll also include my control settings in the description of this video. One trick exclusive to keyboard users is the fact you can hold down two directional keys at once to buffer inputs. If you pay close attention to my input overlay down below, you'll notice my finger never leaves the right arrow key, even though I'm performing side airs to the left. Controller players need not fret though, as you can achieve comparable results with a quick flick of the stick. The most fundamental skill to learn, as shown a few seconds ago, is simply drifting one way in the air while attacking in the other. Try to make your inputs as fast as you can to lose as little momentum as possible during your attack. As you can see, because of how short of a duration my side air input is pressed, I preserved most, if not all, my momentum in the air. Feel free to mix in fast falls and dash jumps with this technique too. Consistently mixing up your movement options is extremely important in Brawlhalla, so mastering your aerial momentum alongside these mechanics is a very valuable skill. As you can see, I'm able to utilize fast falls and dash jumps with my aerial attacks while retaining most of my backwards momentum. These inputs can get pretty tough to do optimally though, so it's never a bad idea to brush up your skills in training mode. Now, to give a demonstration on another weapon, I've switched to using Scythe's neutral air attack. All of the same principles and techniques apply here as well. Again, I recommend going into training mode and getting comfortable with these options on your main weapons, so you can begin to incorporate them into your play. Although Brawlhalla is a simple game at its core, I still find myself utilizing moves and mechanics in new ways after playing for over 5 years. By mastering control of your character's momentum in the air, you may just unlock some new uses for aerial attacks that you had never considered. Well, that's all from me, so I'll catch you all later. Peace. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, make sure to subscribe to be notified of future content. I plan on making more guides like this one and other Brawlhalla related content as well, so stay tuned.